Good morning, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us today. I'm thrilled to be joined by the exiled Crown Prince Reza Pahlavi for both the Security Summit and a live taping of my podcast, The Conversation. I want to talk about the latest in the war, but before we get to that, tens of thousands of Iranians have been killed, arrested, tortured by the Iranian regime since those massive protests broke out late last year. The regime has executed at least 190 people so far this year, including a grad student in Tehran just this week. So I want to start with, what is your message to the Iranian people right now?
First of all, good morning, everyone. I'm delighted to be here, and thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. I'm so glad you asked me the question, because just last month when I was touring many countries in Europe and had several press conferences, not a single reporter even brought up the issue of what's happening in Iran today, of so many people that were killed, and the fact that the real war that has been going on is a war that the regime started against our own people 47 years ago, that has never stopped. There hasn't been a ceasefire on the people of Iran. Executions are continuing almost on a daily basis. As of the last 2 weeks, we had over 28 confirmed executions that occurred in Iran. And this is really why this struggle is so important and vital to us. This is not just about the national security of the United States or stability in the world. It's about the liberation of a nation that, unlike this regime that has been chanting death to America from its inception, we are a nation that, once free, would like to be the best partners and allies to the regional partners that we have in the Arab countries and, of course, Israel, but also the United States. What's at stake here is a complete changing of the circumstances, and which is why this conflict, as we see it, has to be seen through. And this is what is the biggest expectation of my fellow compatriots, that despite the crackdown, despite the fact that now more than 70 days of total internet blackout, where they have had no means to communicate with the outside world, they are still resilient, but they are hoping that all this sacrifice has not been in vain, and that finally they'll be able to be liberated as a result of this regime being brought down to its knees.